r/rules horror. Posted by u/dehu2316. Abandoned School Survival Guide, by your good friend. Introduction. So, for a given reason, or none at all, you have found yourself needing to spend the night in an abandoned school. This is generally ill-advised for many reasons, such as structural degradation, rodent infestations, potential gang and/or crime-related activity, etc. First thing to do is check the moon's color. If it is not purple, then you are safe. Otherwise, I have some unfortunate news for you. You, friend, are in grave danger. The moon's power is weaker tonight, and as a consequence, has let some beings present themselves in this world. Some mean no harm, but others disappointingly do. Most, if not all, congregated institutions of academic knowledge, schools, to be precise. They love to study humans, and have a desire to become more like a human, and what better way to achieve that than to mimic one? Though they cannot shapeshift, using your skin as a costume is enough for them. Fear not, friend, I am here to help. As long as you are following these rules correctly, you can ensure harm rarely comes your way. The rules. 1. Unless required, keep your eyes open for as long as possible. Things tend to move when they're not open, including native objects that you might need. Only objects that you brought in or are in your person does not get lost, with some exceptions. 2. Do not leave the building between sundown and sunrise. The night may be young, but the things that hide beyond the school's premises are far from that. 3. Do not let your reflection get in harm's way. If your reflection gets harmed, so does you too. 4. Sleep in the classrooms. If said institution has specialized classrooms, chemistry classroom, gymnasium, computer room, etc., avoid those. Avoid any and all staff rooms, except the teacher's lounge. Do not sleep inside any closets, cupboards, lockers, and places without windows. Do not sleep in a room with mirrors and reflective surfaces in clear line of sight of your body, but make sure they are illuminated by the moon. That is how they enter, and that is how they leave. 5. Moonlight is your only protection here. The blind ones that roam the halls despise it, for it singes their skin, and damages their muscles. The less of it an area has, the more likely to be dangerous that area is, so it is recommended that you manage to get as much moonlight in as possible. If by any chance you do not have access to moonlight, then hide and pray that they do not hear, and subsequently find you. Hide until sunrise or until moonlight is available again. 6. If at any point you find a coin, pick it up. If it looks to be made of gold and or looks brand new, put it back where you found it. It is not yours. Otherwise, keep it, for you might need it later. 7. Do not trust broken or cracked windows to tell the truth, for they might deceive you. Only trust intact windows, or the open holes in them. If you must look outside, and cannot peer through a hole in them, because, say, the window doesn't have one, open said window first, though this is not recommended. 8. If at any point you start to see the sun rise before 4:30 a.m., that is not the real sun, nor is it a star. Close your eyes for 10 seconds, and it will be gone. Do not let it rise past 5 a.m., lest you want undesired consequences. 9. If, at any point while exploring the school, you start to hear a child crying, pay attention to how the child sounds. Hurt. It is recommended to try and find the source of the crying before it fades out completely. If found in time, you will be granted a boon, the possibility of reversing fate in your favor, though you might not get out unscathed. You will know when you found the source of the sound when the crying abruptly stops, and there will be a small rectangular piece of paper labeled boon, in pink glittery pen. Any other paper will be a fake. Keep it with you. You may have more than one. This paper will disappear from your pocket, followed by a child's giggle, when it is used. B. Tantrum, ignore it. It is there to distract you. C. Scared, try to get an approximation of the direction of the sound, and leave in the opposite direction, until it can barely be heard. That is a warning, of danger being close by. You do not want to find out the reason they're crying. 10. If you come across someone dressed in dark/muted clothes, pay attention to their actions. A. If they are taking notes, approach them, and ask what they are writing. They will hand you a piece of paper, with an item on it, hereby now referred as a designated item. It is recommended to find it as soon as possible, and to keep it in your person. If it is a form of paint, always pick black. If it is makeup, always pick scarlet or maroon. You will eventually need it later. B. If they are looking at a pocket watch, look closely. If it is an open-face pocket watch, tell them the time that is on the nearest wall clock. If it is a half-hunter pocket watch, ask them what the time is. Failure to do any of these actions results in time being set back from a few minutes, up to 1.5 hours. C. If they are flipping a coin in midair, if you have a coin, offer it to them. They will promptly take it and leave. The coin will be returned to your pocket by sunrise. If not, then politely say, "I have none to offer, but my sincerity." They will then hand you their coin. No matter how much the coin tries to get itself lost, do not, under any circumstances, lose it. They will return later to collect it. D. If they look lost in thought, this can happen only if you have a boon to offer. You can, though it is not required to, trade one of your boons to have time skip forward by 1 hour. Simply hand them the piece of paper, and they will promptly trade it. 11. If at any point in time, you hear a bell chime, this will only happen after the designated item is, well, designated to you. Find the nearest room, a room with, mirrors is recommended, and use the item mentioned in the rule, as it was made to be used, before the next bell chime, which usually occurs sometime after 5 minutes. You must genuinely use it, for the building knows when you do not, and must look pleased. You may stop after said bell chime. 12. If the school has a courtyard, avoid looking at the beings that may roam in it. If you make eye contact with one, find a place to hide, and do not let them find you. They are cunning and deceitful, and can control your reflection when you are asleep. They should lose interest after around 10 to 30 minutes. 13. If you manage to survive until the real sun has risen, then you need to leave before the next night, and must not return for 3 weeks. The local population now recognizes you, and next time it will not be so easy. The next story of this video. Posted by u/apostolos69. The Abandoned Train Tracks. Hello, welcome to the Abandoned Train Tracks. For every hour you survive here, you learn $500. If you die though, you get nothing. So, in order for you to survive, you need these rules. Things are going to get messy quick and I suppose you want my advice. Not to brag, but I survived 67 hours in the abandoned train tracks, so make sure to read the following rules carefully. 1. If you hear a little girl singing behind you, don't look. A little girl once came here and she was trapped. The demons took her body and they turned into her. If you look at them, you will instantly become one of them. Those fuckers aren't messing around, nothing is messing around in the abandoned train tracks. 2. This is very important. If you want to leave, you have to press the big red button in the entrance 3 times. Neither 4, nor 2. If you fail to press it 3 times then I won't even tell you. After you press it 3 times you'll need to wait 1 hour and 9 minutes. Then and only then you can exit the Simu train tracks. Smile. 3. You will almost certainly come across the 3-headed man. He will carry a gun around and stare at you with his 6 red eyes. When he does so you need to run, fast. He won't chase you for very long, but if he catches you, let's just say things are not gonna go smoothly. 4. The demon's second trick, the bloody bath. If you suddenly teleport onto a plane in midair and everything seems normal, it's not. The demons will fill up the plane with blood and take each passenger's soul, one by one. The only way you can escape this is if you somehow convince yourself that this is all fake. It really is, but it's not. You get me? 5. Food will spawn right in front of you every few minutes. 90% of the time, the food will be poisoned. The only way you can tell is if you step on the food barefoot. So make sure your feet are fully clean. With water, you will be given a glass of water by a masked figure every hour. The water cannot be poisoned. Your inventory and some other info, you will spawn in the middle of the tracks at 10 AM on a random Monday in the next few weeks. You will spawn with a pistol, a sticky grenade, which if I was you, I wouldn't use. You also have access to infinite ammo for the first 3 hours. Then you only get 10 bullets per hour, so spend them wisely. Shooting a demon or the 3-headed man won't do anything, it will just make them more angry. There are many other monsters though, which some of you can shoot and successfully eliminate. There are so many more things which are impossible to say in a lifetime, these are just the most important ones. Good luck, you'll need it.